Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Lisa, and in this video we're going to talk through how I've completed this robin with colour pencils. If you like this video, remember to like and subscribe, and if you feel like you'd like to give this one a go, in the description below I'll put a link to my Patreon and website where you can see all of the tutorials that I have available. This is a full real-time tutorial. You get given the reference photo, line art, material list, and step-by-step instructions that you can complete in your own time to complete this one. This tutorial is great for beginners. I go through each of the steps and all of the techniques we use to get this one, so it's a great first piece to start with. So let's get started drawing the robin. So first things first, you want to go in with a really sharp pencil. This is going to help you get a whole lot of details in. If you don't have a sharp point, then you can't get really small details in, and especially going into a bird with really little details and small features, you really want to make sure that you're able to get a sharp point on your pencil. So I'm just going in with my black really lightly to get the shape of the eye, making sure to go in with a really light pressure. In case you make a mistake, you can always use an eraser to get it back up. Once you're happy with the shape, you can go in with a harder pressure and get a really good outline. Then what I'm doing is using my Polychromos white to go into the highlight section just to make sure that we keep this nice and bright. To fill in the eye, we put in a base of the black and then go over with some of the cadmium orange to get a bit of an orange colour in there, and then go back a little bit harder with the black, just focusing on where you can see the really dark sections. So pay attention to where you can see the reflections in the eye, and we want to go lighter in those places. Moving on to the beak, I'm using some of the warm grey 2 to do a bit of a base, adding in some of the colours with the cadmium orange, getting darker with some of the sanguine, and then starting to darken up with the walnut brown and getting very dark with the black. Then when it came to putting in the feathers for this one, I had a little practice on a scrap bit of paper before I got started, so just checking to see if I wanted to put down a warm grey 2 as a base or just go straight in with the cadmium orange. After I did this little practice, I realised that it's probably just going to be a lot brighter and lighter if we only use the cadmium orange and cadmium yellow together at the start. So we're going through with a base of the cadmium yellow, adding some of the cadmium orange, starting to get darker with some of the raw umber, also adding in some of the sanguine, and then we go darker sort of around the beak and in the darker sections with some of the black and walnut brown. So for bigger sections like this where you're covering a really large section and you're not blending with any solvent, you just need to make sure that you're going with really light layers so you can add a lot of layers. Then once you've added a lot of layers, this is when you can start to burnish and blend everything down, which is putting in more of a harder pressure to make everything blend down so you can't see the tooth of the paper. So when you're blending these pencils together, make sure to hold your pencil a little bit further back from the tip on the side so that you're not using the very sharp point of the pencil, and just really lightly glazing over to create different layers. And once you get towards the end of the piece and where you're happy with all the colours and where all the shapes are, you can start to go in with a harder pressure to help blend everything down together. And if you need to, you can use your slice tool to add in a couple of little details. So for the bottom of the bird, I used a base of the warm grey 2. I also went in with some of the colours we've used in the bird already, like the cadmium yellow, cadmium orange, started to add in some of the raw umber, and then again it's just a matter of going over with different layers and starting to blend them all down. Then when it comes to the bird feet, these can be really difficult, and I do have another video focusing on owl feet if you want to check that one out as well. But it's all about going through, doing a base layer, and then going over with one of your mid-tones and starting to put in all the lines and darker sections you can see. And then you just start to build up, putting in all of the darker shadows, and then blending down your lighter tones on top of these. For the final part of this tutorial, we'll go through and put down the wood texture that the bird is sitting on. Again, this is blending just with your pencils, no solvent needed for this one. And we're also only using the Polychromos 60 set, so not many colours for this one. But I really hope that you like this video. Remember, this is a full real-time tutorial on my Patreon channel. You get given everything you need to complete this one all by yourself. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks guys.